Maple Leafs 3-2. We're in sudden death overtime, and the Red Wings can wrap it up in the win. But here are the Leafs in the Detroit zone. Longlaw tries to clear it out. He fails a shot. It's in the net. Bobby Bond, who was injured, taken off the ice in the third period, has scored in overtime. The Maple Leafs force a 7th and deciding Cup final game.
The thrilling 64 Stanley Cup, Toronto and Detroit, is the theme of our show on The Way It Was. Hi, I'm Kurt Gowdy. Welcome to another American Sports Classic. This week, hockey. And perhaps one of the most exciting Stanley Cup series of all times. And to help us relive that memorable championship, let's meet the challenging Detroit Red Wings. 3-time Lady Byng Trophy winner, 10th leading scorer in National Hockey League history, number 10, Alex Delvecchio. The brilliant Red Wing coach, 4-time an All-Star, and also a most valuable player, an NHL immortal, Hall of Famer Sid Abel. In his 18th year in the National Hockey League, 7-time All-Star defenseman, number 4, Bill Gadsby. Now let's meet the defending Stanley Cup champion Toronto Maple Leafs, the 3 Bs. The dynamic, hard-checking, hard-skating, courageous defenseman, they call him the Boomer. Number 21, Bobby Bond. Hart Trophy winner and most valuable player. He led the National Hockey League in assists that year. Number 9, Andy Bathgate. And the oldest active player in that series, 2-time Vezina Trophy winner, All-Star goalie, Hall of Famer, number 1, Johnny Bauer. And to help us recreate that brilliant series, one of the finest hockey play-by-play announcers, the voice of the Red Wings for 25 seasons, Bud Lynch. Bud, welcome again to The Way It Was for another hockey show.
It's always a pleasure to be with you, Kurt. Nice to talk hockey again, too.
All right, let's go back and set up that 63-64 season. What was the scene of the National Hockey League then?
Well, Kurt, these were pre-expansion days, unlike today. The National Hockey League had only 6 teams. If you were a Major League Hockey player, you had to be special. On February the 24th, the 2-time defending champion Maple Leafs acquired Andy Bathgate and Don McKenney from the New York Rangers in a 5-for-2 trade, and they paid dividends for the Maple Leafs the rest of the way. Toronto beat the Montreal Canadiens in 7 games. The Red Wings came on with a rush toward the end of that season to upset the Chicago Blackhawks in 7 games. And just 1 year earlier, these same 2 teams fought it out for the Stanley Cup. Toronto beat Detroit in 5. But now, Sid Abel's Red Wings are out for revenge.
All right, it's time to go back now to April 11th, 1964 for the opening game of the Stanley Cup Finals. It's the Maple Leaf Gardens. Bud Lynch is doing the play-by-play.
1964 Stanley Cup Championship from Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. Over 14,000 on hand. The Leafs are in blue and white. The Red Wings are in white and red. Here in the opening period, the game is tied. 1-1 on goals by McGregor of Detroit, Armstrong for Toronto. Number 27, Frank Mahovlich. Over the blue line, over to Kelly. Back to Mahovlich. Sawchuk makes the save. Number 20 is Parker McDonald. Parker McDonald moving into the Toronto zone. Gets a shot away and is kicked away. It comes back to Howe at the point. Howe winds up. He shoots. He scores. Gordie Howe makes it 2-1 Detroit at 10:25 of the first period. McDonald Delvecchio getting the assist. Now it's the second period. Gordie Howe coming down the ice again. Gets through. Shoots. Bauer blocks it. The score remains 2-1. We're in the third period now as Sid Abel looks on. Here's Davey Keon, number 14. A pass over to McKenney, to Kelly. Number Armstrong in front of him. He shoots. He scores. It's Armstrong. All tied up by Captain George Armstrong's goal with 4:02 gone in the third period. Terry Sawchuk not too happy. Time running out. Game tied 2-2. Alan Stanley's in the penalty box. McDonald passes to Allman along the board, but he lost it. Bobby Pulford, number 20 in the dark jersey on a breakaway. Pulford moving in over the blue line. Pulford with a backhander. He scores! And that's a short-handed goal. And the Leafs take the first game of the Stanley Cup Finals 3-2. The Leaf fans overly excited. Bobby Pulford's goal with only 2 seconds left in the game. Bobby Pulford, the star of game number 1. Toronto 3, Detroit 2. Maple Leaf Gardens, game number 2 for the Stanley Cup Finals. Over 14,000 on hand. 4 minutes left in the second period. Detroit leading 2-1. The Red Wings trying to get a shot towards Bauer. Foul for the blue line. 17 is Floyd Smith. He goes behind the net after the puck. A scramble out in front. A deflected shot. It's in. The Red Wings have a goal off Alan Stanley's skate. And Floyd Smith gets credit. Detroit leads 3-1. Face off in the Detroit zone. Toronto on the attack in that Detroit zone. Back at the point is Bond. Bond trying to get in position to shoot. He lets one go. Kelly deflects it. The Maple Leafs, Kelly. And Toronto has pulled it with 1 goal, and score is now Detroit 3, Toronto 2. Bond and Mihaljevic getting the assist on that big goal. Just over a minute left. Detroit leading 3-2. A power play for the Leafs as Longwell's in the penalty box. Sawchuk with a sliding save on this one. Andy Bathgag is back at the point, waiting to wind up. He shoots. It's deflected. Didn't get through. Leafs with all kinds of pressure. Stewart out in front. Here's Bathgate, number 9, working it in a position to get a shot away. A deflected shot. It's in. Even scores. And we have a tie hockey game. 43 seconds left in the third period. Toronto 3, Detroit 3. In overtime, the first overtime game to be played. Andre Promo, a breakaway, is pulled down. The shot goes wide. He slides into the net. And Punch Imlach takes a look at the situation. We played over 5 minutes in this sudden death overtime period. It's Detroit trying to move into position for a shot. Howe, right on. Bauer saves and clears. Wings get another shot, and Bauer makes another spectacular save. Over 7 minutes played now in the overtime, the first in 5 years of the Cup Finals. Detroit trying to put pressure on again. Number 7, over to Howe. Howe, number 9, back to Ullman. Wings trying to get in position. Larry Jeffries out in front. Jeffries shoots. He scores! The Red Wings win 4-3 in overtime to win the second game of the series. And the Stanley Cup Finals are now tied 1 game apiece, and it's on to Detroit for game number 3 on Thursday.
Guys, pay attention. How would you like to have an extra 2 inches? If your height makes you feel overlooked at work or embarrassed because you're shorter than your date, now you can level the playing field with Max Tall, the revolutionary ultra-comfortable shoe inserts that give you inches in height so you can look taller instantly. With the deluxe version, you can go from 5'9" to over 6 feet. Max Tall's durable one-size-fits-all design and multiple adjustable levels let you go from a 1/4 inch to almost 3 inches instantly, and they're completely invisible. No one will know you're wearing them. The secret is Max Tall's exclusive ortho-gel material. Other rigid lifts are uncomfortable, and your foot can easily slip out of your shoe. But Max Tall molds to your foot and heel to create vacuum action that ensures your heel will always stay in your shoe. Poor Mike is 5'9", and Cindy isn't paying attention to him at all. But with Max Tall in his shoes, Mike is nearly 6 feet tall, and Cindy likes what she sees. Max Tall is one size fits all and is perfect for work and play, for men and women. Statistics prove being taller means more confidence, more attention, and more success. Call right now and order your Max Tall inserts for the incredibly low price of $19.99. But wait, on this exclusive offer, we'll send you a second set of Max Tall absolutely free. That's 2 Max Tall inserts for just $19.99. That's right, 2 pairs of Max Tall inserts for just $19.99. And don't forget to ask our operators about free shipping. But you have to call now.
To order Max Tall, have your credit card ready and call 1-800-578-1196. That's 1-800-578-1196.
It's back to football. And NFL Live is the place to follow the non-stop action leading up to this year's NFL season.
Sal, what more can you tell us about what...
Inside information on rookie and free agent signings. Who's on the move? And training camp updates.
With the season just around the corner, every day matters.
NFL Live, weekdays at 4 on ESPN.
With this series all tied up, the scene shifts to Detroit's home ice. It's Olympia Stadium, Game 3, and again, the voice of Bud Lynch.
Detroit's Olympia, game number 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals. 15,000 Detroit fans still buzzing about Floyd Smith's goal at 2:40 of that first period. And now, just a minute later, Barkley gets a shot away. It's knocked down. McGregor dives in the puck. He scores! 2-0 Detroit. 3:38 played. The Red Wings bring it back. Delvecchio moving in with a pass. Over to Owen, to Floyd Smith. He scores! 3-0 Red Wings. Floyd Smith has scored his second goal of the game, 14:47 in the first period. Delvecchio and Ullman have the assists. It's the second period. The score is still 3-0 Detroit. Toronto moving on the attack. Kelly with a shot. Sawchuk makes that save. Bathgate, number 9. A slap shot. On the short side, he has scored. 55 feet away. Sawchuk never saw it. 3-1 Red Wings. Mahavich and Kelly get the assists. Third period action, still 3-1 Detroit. Don McKinney, checked by number 14, Davey Keon. Sawchuk with a kick save this time. The puck hits Ullman, though, in front of the net and goes in. Toronto pulls within 1. The score is 3-2. Credit Davey Keon with that one. It hit Normie Ullman. Fans, I've never seen so many deflected shots scoring. Less than 2 minutes remaining in the third period. The score 3-2 for the Red Wings. Number 7, Timmy Horton at the blue line. He takes a shot. That's knocked down. Keon overskates this with number 14. McKinney gets it out in front. He lets the shot go, and he scores! It's all tied 3-3, 18:47 in the third period, and Toronto comes back from a 3-0 deficit to tie up this third game. Will we have a second consecutive overtime game? Have to wait and see. Less than a minute remaining now in the third period. Red Wings in the Maple Leaf zone on the attack. Alan Stanley in the corner shoots it around the boards. Marcel Pronovo intercepts. Out to Howe. Delvecchio waiting in front of the net. Howe to Delvecchio. He scores! Delvecchio makes it 4-3 Detroit. 17 seconds remaining in the game to give the Red Wings a 4-3 win over the defending Stanley Cup champions. Detroit takes a 2-1 lead in the series.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams from Money Mutual, your trusted source to over 60 lenders that can get you up to $1,000 in your checking account by tomorrow. These are tough times, and if you're facing an unexpected car repair bill, a medical emergency, or you just need extra cash to hold you over until payday, then you need to know about Money Mutual, an easy way to get short-term cash fast. So forget about bounced checks, overdraft charges, and late fees.
Need cash tomorrow? Call 1-800-585-CASH today.
Fellas, let me handle this. How much for me and my guys?
$23.50.
Let me work something out with you. How about if I guarantee we'll be back tomorrow, give you an option for Friday, and I'll throw in some incentives for extra chocolate pudding.
I want sprinkles.
Sprinkles as well.
Okay, 17.
Can only give you 15.
Fine.
All right, then you have a deal. All right, guys? Nice.
Rosenhaus strikes again.
Dude is money.
Get streaming live radio shows, play-by-play, and podcasts from ESPN. It's sports for your ears.
Ask me.
Even if you think your mattress is just fine.
Ask me what it's like to get your best night's sleep every night.
Why not talk to someone who's sleeping on the most highly recommended bed in America? It's not a Sealy or a Simmons or a Serta.
Ask me about my Tempur-Pedic.
Ask me how fast I fall asleep.
Ask me about staying asleep.
These are actual Tempur-Pedic owners. Ask someone you know. Check out Twitter. Try your friends on Facebook. You'll hear it all, unedited.
Ask me how it feels after 10 years.
Ask me if it's a good value. Just ask me.
There are over 4 million Tempur-Pedic owners, and they're more satisfied than owners of any traditional mattress brand.
Ask me why I feel better every morning.
Ask me why someone who's never had an ache or a pain is in love with this bed.
Start asking real owners.
Ask me how we took the first step.
Take the first step. Call today for your free information kit with DVD. 1-800-224-1744 or visit Tempur-Pedic.com.
Tempur-Pedic, the most highly recommended bed in America.
Bauer in the nets for Toronto has seen 4 Detroit power plays in the opening period. But as we get into the action in that second period with the game tied 1-1, a pass comes over Delvecchio to Howell on the boards. Ullman works it to Howe. He wheels, he shoots, he scores! Howe with a turnaround beats Bauer. The Wings lead 2-1, 13:05 of that second period. Jeffrey and Ullman getting the assists. A few minutes later, Armstrong for the Toronto Maple Leafs, working it in the Detroit zone. Armstrong slowed up by Longwa. Armstrong works behind the Detroit net. Tries to get it back to the point man. Kelly lets a shot go. Comes off a pad. Number 14, Keon. Keon shoots and scores. The game is tied 2-2, 16:09 in the second period. McKenney gets the lone assist. Sawchuk a little irked. Number 14, Davey Keon up the leaf bench has tied this game. And now third period action. The Red Wings on the attack. It's Jeffrey out in front. Jeffrey blows a golden scoring opportunity. Now the Leafs come back. Here's Bathgate on a breakaway, 35 feet away. He winds up. He scores! 10:55 of the third period. 3-2 Toronto. Frank Mahovich gets the insurance goal. The Maple Leafs beat Detroit 4-2. And the series at 2 games each. Back to Toronto for game number 5 on Tuesday. Here we are at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto for game number 5 in the Stanley Cup Finals. But halfway through the first period, no score. But Toronto finding Detroit in their zone right now. Bond gets after it. It comes out in front. Howe gets the rebound. He scores! He lifts it in the net. Detroit leads 1-0. 10:52 of the first period. Del Vecchio got the lone assist. And that's Gordie Howe's 8th goal of the playoffs. Second period. Score still 1 Detroit. Howe having a little trouble. Here's Pulford on a breakaway. Pulford going in. What a save by Terry Sawchuk. A spectacular save. Now into the third period. Detroit on the attack. Andre Pronovo. A pass over to Joyal. He scored from 20 feet out. Detroit leads 2-0. 7:50 played in the third period. Toronto pulls to within 1 though to go by George Armstrong. With time is running out on the Maple Leafs. The score is 2-1. Detroit open net now. And here's a shot by Ullman. There's an open Toronto net. It's going. It's going. It's wide of the net. And the clock runs out. The Red Wings win the 5th game of the Stanley Cup Finals 2-1 to go up 3-2 in the series. And now Detroit can wrap up the Stanley Cup with a victory on its home ice Thursday.
Is your crumbly meatloaf a pain to serve? Tired of the bottom getting so soggy it just falls apart?
Me too! Hi, it's Mark with the Perfect Meatloaf Pan, the new non-stick way to bake, lift, and serve perfect meatloaf. Watch. Prepare your favorite loaf, place it on this custom-fitted air-baked tray, and pop it all in the oven. When done, presto! Out comes your delicious meal all at once. Easily lift, slide, and serve without it ever falling apart. Thanks to a durable non-stick coating, nothing sticks. The magic? The revolutionary air-baked tray that elevates your meal. That way, heat can circulate underneath and cook it evenly for moist, delicious meatloaf every time. Other pans force your meal to sit in fat, making it mushy and undercooked. With Perfect Meatloaf's air-bake action, you're guaranteed perfect results without all the extra fat. But it's not just for meatloaf. Make succulent pork loin. Roast and serve stuffed peppers without them ever falling apart. Holidays, parties, or family meals, just lift, slide, and serve. And it's all dishwasher safe. Other pans sell for up to $40, and they don't even have an air-bake tray. But order right now, and you'll pay just $19.95. But wait, you'll receive Meatloaf in Minutes recipe book to make delicious French onion meatloaf, savory stuffed Italian, or moist bacon cheeseburger free. But it gets better. Call right now and receive this amazing slice and serve knife for identical even slices every time. Adjust to your desired size and slice. Thick or thin, you'll get the same slice again and again. No charge. But I'm not stopping there. Call or click right now and we'll double your order free. Just pay separate processing and handling. Add it up. This whopping $100 value is all yours for just $19.95. But you've got to call now.
To order Perfect Meatloaf for $19.95 plus processing and handling, you can call 1-800-753-2185. That's 1-800-753-2185. Or visit us online at perfectmeatloaf.com. Call or log on now.
I think we're in a computer game, man.
What makes you say that?
Well, I don't know. The bartender speaks nothing but gibberish. And we've been drinking these same beers all night, and they're still full.
Yeah, but that's awesome.
Build your dream bar at ESPNSportsBar.com.
Sunday Night Baseball. Every week, the best in the game are on baseball's biggest stage. Sunday night at 8 on ESPN, ESPN3.com, and ESPN Radio.
Red Wings need only one more victory to win their first Stanley Cup since 1955. The Maple Leafs appear to be up against it. Let's return to Detroit's Olympia Stadium with Bud Lynch to take us the rest of the way.
The Detroit Olympia, game number 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Detroit can wrap it up tonight on its home ice. No score, just over 3 minutes left in the opening period with Toronto coming up on the attack. Number 26 is Alan Stanley. Gets it over to Pulford. He scores! Pulford has put the light on. Toronto leads 1-0, 17:01 of the first period. Alan Stanley, number 26, with a lone assist. Second period, the score is still 1-0 Toronto. Here's Pitt Martin to Henderson. Henderson's in, he shoots, he scores! The game is tied 1-1 at 4:20 of that second period. Pitt Martin feeding Henderson. 6 minutes later, the score 1-1. They're all around. The Leaf goalkeeper, they score right out in front. Pitt Martin rams it in. Detroit takes a 2-1 lead. 10:56 of the second period, a power play goal. Now the Maple Leafs are trying to get the equalizer. The play stays around the Detroit blue line. The Leafs trying to move it in. Carl Brewer taking off the puck. Gets it again. Feeds it over the blue line. The Leafs trying to get in a position for a shot here. It's out in front. Pulford has scored. Pulford right in front of the net. The game is tied 2-2 at 14:36 of the second period. Stewart and Brewer getting the assist. Detroit and Toronto each score in that second period. 3-3. No scoring in the third period. The sixth game now in overtime. The second overtime in the series. Bobby Bond, by the way, was carried off the ice with what appeared to be a leg injury. Hit by a Gordie Howe shot. Here's a break. It's Prono of Detroit getting it over the Toronto line. A shot from the angle. Power with a big kick save. A spectacular save that time. Now the Leafs start the attack. Pressure coming up now on the Detroit defense. They're trying to get it out of their own zone. Long one clears it off the boards. It's not out. There's a shot. It's deflected in the net off Gadsby. Bobby Bond fired it. In overtime, the Maple Leafs win it 4-3. And number 21 is really the hero here. Bobby Bond for the Maple Leafs. And that means the seventh game in Toronto. Number 21 taken off the ice. On the third period, returned to become the hero to tie the series at 3 games each. Game number 7 in Toronto Saturday. Maple Leaf Gardens, game number 7, the final game for the Stanley Cup. In the first period, the face-off to the right of Johnny Bauer. Number 9, Gordie Howe gets it back, a race for it. Here's Andy Bathgate. Bathgate streaking down the ice. Number 9, he shoots. He scores on a breakaway, unassisted goal. 3:04 of the first period. Toronto leads 1-0. Now we're into the third period. The score is still 1-0 Toronto. A real close game. Toronto, though, moving with number 14, Davy Keon. He lets the shot go. He scores from 30 feet out. Davy Keon puts the light on. Billy Harris gets the only assist. Number 14 with that big goal. The third period. And the Maple Leafs not satisfied. They move the play up to the Detroit blue line. As it comes in, Mahovich along the boards. Controls it past Longwa. Slips it through skates. Kelly with a backhander. He scores on Sawchuk with a backhander. 3-0 for the Toronto Maple Leafs. George Armstrong adds an insurance goal. 4.5 minutes left in the game. And that's it. The Maple Leafs win their 3rd Stanley Cup in a row. The clock runs out. The Leafs are the Stanley Cup champions. One of the closest, hardest-fought Stanley Cup finals in history. And there's the Toronto star tonight, Johnny Bauer, shaking hands with number 9, Gordie Howe. Bauer, who stopped 33 shots on goal in the 7th game while shutting out the powerful Detroit Red Wings. The coveted Stanley Cup is presented, and the Maple Leafs are the 1964 Stanley Cup champions.
Bill Gadsby, you were the innocent goat as Bond's shot caromed off your stick. Tell us the way it was on that.
Well, Langlois gave the puck away in our corner, bounced off the boards, and Bobby picked it up and shot it, and it was actually fairly high at the time. It was kind of fluttering the way he always shot it. You know,
yeah, a knuckleball shot.
Right, yeah. Baseball, right. And it was coming towards my head. I should have taken it, really, but I put up my stick, hit my stick, went over my shoulder, and still wobbled. And as I was looking over my shoulder, I could see Sawchuk going down on the original shot before it hit me, and he was out of position, went over his right shoulder.
Tough loss, overtime loss.
Real tough. Especially when the guy, you know, you hear that the guy broke his ankle and he comes back on the ice. You can't do anything about it. We played our hearts out and they did too, and we were flat the next night, or 2 nights later, going into Toronto, and they were really up for it, and I think that 6th game really killed us.
Now, Bobby, you were carried off on a stretcher in Game 6, and they gave you a shot with I was looking at some old clippings here, carbocaine, whatever that is, must have been a Novocaine shot or something, and you came back to score the winning goal that Bill was describing in overtime of that game. Then you played the entire game of Game 7, and why did you refuse to have your ankle x-rayed?
Well, at that time, the doctor who had been the doctor of the club, he didn't think there was too many problems of hurting my leg too much more than it had already been hurt.
It was broken, wasn't it?
Yes.
How can you can't break another break, you know?
No, but I really was going on emotion at that particular time. I went into hiding for about 48 hours, or nobody knew where I was, and until I came down to the dressing room for that Saturday night game. But really, it was strictly an emotional thing at that particular time.
Well, let's go back now and recapture this. This is one of the high spots of all time in a Stanley Cup, when a man is carried off a stretcher, comes back and scores a winning goal. Here it is in slow motion. Bobby, see if you can carry us along on this now.
Well, I think it's really tough when I think Langlois was just trying to dump it out at that particular time. And the puck, I can remember it fluttering back, and it was bouncing at the time, so I just took a desperate whack at it. And as Bill said, when the puck went by him, I think he could read the label, the Art Ross on the puck, because it wasn't really going that fast, and I could see it going off Bill's stick. And the part that hit me right after that particular shot was Bill and I had had a thing going for a good number of years, and I always, he was much more than my senior at that particular time. And I used to be...
Gained on me now?
But I used to needle it quite a bit when I was on the ice, and I had called him Jinxie that whole series, and I felt so bad for him after that would have to happen to him. And
I'll bet you did. We still had a game to go, remember?
That's right.
Bitter, disappointing defeat in the Stanley Cup that year, Sid Abel, for you and Alex and Bill, wasn't it?
Well, that's a game we should have won. We should have won the 6th game at home. There was no doubt in my mind that we deserved to win it. I look back and figure this was bitter, bitter memories of a series we should have won.
How about you, Alex? What was your thought when it was over?
Well, I was disappointed, and we all were. We thought that coming back to Detroit for that 6th game that we had them in our hip pocket, but apparently stock market wasn't going well enough for them because they came back and surprised us.
You guys should have wished the stock market was way up.
That's right.
Maybe they got a little hungrier with the stocks going down. Johnny, I noticed a heartwarming shot there when it's all over and you're shaking hands and Gordie Howe put his arms around you. Was it true that you two exchanged sticks after that 7th game?
Yes, I asked Gordie for his stick, and he gracefully, naturally gave it to me, and he didn't know what I wanted it for, because I wanted to break it so he wouldn't use it next year. But not really. I brought it in the dressing room, and I left it in the corner, and there were so many news photographers and everybody in the dressing room that I eventually lost a stick. Whoever got it, I just didn't get one. I didn't bother asking Howe for it anymore. But,
well, we want to thank the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Detroit Red Wings and Bud Lynch for a splendid play-by-play recreation of that classic Stanley Cup. So it was that the Red Wings, with victory right there, almost in their hands, again suffered a bitter defeat. But for the come-from-behind Maple Leafs, it was a victory that will remain unforgettable in hockey history. Thanks to a defenseman playing on a broken ankle who helped inspire his team to that championship. This is Kurt Gowdy saying that's the way it was when the Maple Leafs won their 3rd consecutive Stanley Cup.